Hello, my name is Judd White. Today is April 30th, 2011, 3:39 a.m. I'm going to show you a little bit of a preview of CD Tag 3, mostly to open up the development process a bit and also to get your feedback. So this is Blend. It's a design tool from Microsoft for creating user interfaces for WPF and Silverlight. CD Tag 3 will be written in WPF using .NET 4. The previous version of CD Tag was written in Borland C++ Builder, which really wasn't a bad tool for its day. We just have much better tools now, not just for design, but also for catching many common programming mistakes before they become bugs in the code, and generally just making development faster, which gives developers more time to add pretty cool features. So I want to mention real quick, Silverlight 5 is supposed to have a full trust mode where you can allow an app to access your file system on an opt-in basis. Right now in Silverlight 4, even a full trust application only has access to certain user folders, which really limits the usefulness of a file utility. The beta for Silverlight 5 just came out about a week ago. I haven't played with it yet, and the final is expected by the end of 2011. It would be interesting to see CD Tag as a Silverlight app, so Linux and Mac users could use it, or just to have an install-free version on the web you could access anytime. Anyway, for now, CD Tag is written in WPF4. So, as if you couldn't tell already, I'm going to make these preview videos a little on the technical side. First off, if I didn't, I wouldn't have a lot to talk about right now. Also, I think there's a lot of people out there who are interested in programming, whether they're enthusiasts, just curious, or professionals. It's always nice to hear about what other people are working on. So let me get on with what I have to show you today. I'm going to go ahead and run the application. And here it is. So this is the main screen. If you've used CD Tag previously, one thing you'll notice right away is that there are no tabs, partly because the functionality isn't there, but also because operations like ripping, encoding, and transcoding will happen asynchronously and take advantage of multi-core CPUs. Instead of a modal dialog which can't be closed, you'll be able to return to the main screen and see a progress indicator on the toolbar letting you know how far along the process is. I'm also trying to get rid of the file menu altogether. I have it kind of filled out like CD Tag 2 right now, but I really like the interface for Chrome. There's just one tool icon over on the right. You click it, and all your features are there. It's pretty usable. It limits on the the hunting down for features. I don't know if it's possible, but if it is, it's something I'd really like to do. Right now, the navigation is primarily what's complete. So clicking around, using the tree view. See, I have Crisis 2 here. And one thing that bothered me before is I have this 5-button mouse, and I like to use the back button. So I'm using that right now. It's good, and you can see that these are respected, and this here it's going to be like a history. Show you where you are in your history. Do a quick drop down of the history. Right now it doesn't do anything. It has a check state, so technically a toggle button if you're familiar with WPF. So this ugly row of buttons right here, this is eventually going to look like the File Explorer in Windows 7. It doesn't look like it now, but it does kind of perform like it. And really what's left to do is to style it and make it look nice, and also make it part of up here, so that normally you would see the list of buttons, and if you click in there, you can type and move around. Alright, also in the application, edit tags works, but it's really embarrassing. So I'll save that for the next video when some more cool features are added to that, like searching Amazon for missing artwork or loading art from a file. Also in the next video, I really hope to have this polished and ready to demo. Let's see, sticky size for the form. So if I take this guy, move him down a little bit, and close the application, and go ahead and run it again. It's now the same size as it was. This isn't really a new feature, but it's something that's there. Also, if I make this much larger, run it again, the same feature. And one thing that's new is that these can be moved around, these column headers. Now, they could be moved around before, and I don't really know why you'd want to, at least not name, but maybe you want your date, something. Okay, so you close, you come back, and everything's right where you left it, which is really how software should behave. And so I'm really glad that's there. So another new thing about CD Tag 3 is that nothing is written to your registry. It used to be really common practice to go into the software folder in the registry, start writing whatever settings you need. Registry, as far as best practices, it really should be off limits to most applications. So what CD Tag 3 does instead is it actually saves it to your app data folder under your users app data local CD tag, and these are just JSON files. They're loaded up, and you can see they've changed, and pretty human readable. So here it's describing the grid splitter, the last directory you're on, the all the column settings, the width and display index, and over here there's this file will contain height and width, as well as position and window state, whether it's maximized or normal state. And this file will contain any window that's able to be resized or repositioned. Let's see. Going back to the application. So error handling. So I set up one button here in the toolbar, which notice I've also gotten rid of a lot of the icons. I don't see the value. They kind of clutter, and most of them are actually pretty ugly. So anyway, tag album currently is set up to throw an exception. So when I click on that, you see that there is some kind of error happened. So what happens is it throws a not implemented exception. You can dismiss it, just close it, or you can choose to show details. If you show details, you'll see a stack trace, which is really just what happened and where. Pretty useful for debugging, and this is really just a normal text box that's been restyled with some different scroll bars, and as well as thumbs and scroll viewer if you're familiar with retemplating. Let's see. In the about, with a new about screen. Previously, when I worked on other .NET versions of CD Tag, I tried to keep the same about screen. I kind of liked it. This time, no. So got some links. Got my phone number there if you really need to call me. Let's see, version, release date, install components. So install components are basically the assemblies in the application directory. It may be expanded later to include plugins. Here, if you notice, ID Sharp is a .NET ID3 tagging library that I wrote. I have it up on GitHub. If you go to GitHub and search for ID Sharp, it should show up. So that is just about all I have to really show today, but I'd like to finish up by talking about how the other attempts at updating CD tag didn't work out and why I think this one will. So, for every previous attempt, I wanted to start with a big idea and finish it before showing it to anyone. It was just a really big mistake. First of all, that's not how the original CD tag was created, and every successful release of CD tag was done in short iterations with features added based on requests from either friends of mine or users out in the community. This is also known to be successful from methodologies such as Agile and Scrum. So this time around, I'm going back to the basics, the way I used to do it. I want to get your involvement as early as possible and eventually release core functionality, which will be built upon. So, thanks for watching. I'll be releasing more videos with more features and less rambling, which you can find on the Facebook page, which is linked on cdtag.com. If you have any feedback, my email is jwhite@cdtag.com, and thanks again for watching.